Hello, we're live.
We are live. Good morning. We're coming at you live from Columbus, Ohio here with round one of our Mox Masters Invitational. This is an invite-only tournament. People had to compete all year, earn points to make their way here. This is it. This is the biggest tournament we've run. This is like
It's really cool. Actually, we have a main event. Like, it's cool that like everyone had to play and like earn points and then they finally be here, which is really interesting. The way we haven't done in the Emmons or their championship series. Now we have ours. It's really cool.
It's amazing. It's gonna be a really awesome day, and we have a really spicy pod coming up for you too.
And we one of our player in first seat, Cody on Atraxa, qualified just yesterday by top fouring the LCQ, which is really fun.
It was.
So if we go into gameplay, it looks like I think they just resolved mulligans. I think maybe Shauna is still deciding on her hand, so she's in third seat on the visit.
Yep. Yeah, I think this is gonna be a fun one. It's like T and K at the top there.
This is a very meta pod. I think like you could say Malcolm Vile is the least meta deck, which is not saying much considering it's a Grixis core deck.
Well, I wouldn't consider Niv meta unless you're specifically Shauna, in which case
it's
the best
meta.
deck in the format.
She made it meta herself.
She's the meta.
yeah. She is the meta.
When you top every event, I guess. Yeah. I guess that's you make the meta. Yep. So we've got a lot of dockside decks. Traxa somehow still just doing well. The deck,
I honestly like maybe you can explain to me, or maybe you don't get it either. I just don't understand. It keeps doing well.
It like makes sense. Like, it's good cards. It's not playing dockside. It's it's a little mid range. Your commander costs, I don't know, 1 million mana.
Yeah, that's 7 mana.
it's I don't understand, but the deck just consistently keeps.
Yeah, I feel like maybe you have your good cards, and then when your good cards fail, you're just like, here's my 7 mana commander and refill my hand. Like, that's good enough apparently?
Yeah, I guess so. I think who do we have in first seat here?
It'll be Cody on Atraxa in first seat. Yep.
Okay, so how do we feel this game's gonna go? Do you think this is gonna be a quick one?
I don't think so. I think this is going to turn into a grind fest. Like, Niv wants it to go long, and she's going to mulligan to make it go long, and then Timna Krom and Atraxa generally want to be in the long game. Like, I don't find Atraxa very explosive. Like, it's not going to early turns are just like setup.
The only real explosive card you're going to see out of that deck is like Duelos for an early Atraxa.
Yeah. Like, I think the most explosive things I always see from that deck is like turn 1, turn 2 Smothering Tithe, so that they can get Atraxa out really fast.
Yeah.
I think the only way we're seeing a fast game here is if somehow Malcolm Vile in 4th seat puts together a very quick hand, which it's a little bit hard. It's kind of like Rogsai, but we sacrifice some of the speed for the Malcolm combo, right?
Yeah, really efficient combo. It can be hard to interact with creatures. And looks like we're getting started here. Atraxa with a Mox Diamond, Savannah, and pitching an Overgrown Tomb. His deck's very pretty.
I played against him in SCG Con Columbus, and I know you also did, and his deck is very pretty. It is, I think, max rarity on basically everything but the duels.
I think so. His deck probably was worth more than all 3 other decks combined.
Yes. It was a very, very pretty deck.
Yeah, and so is Shauna's actually. Shauna's deck is wild.
So we're just main phasing a Demonic Tutor. If I was him, and without knowing his hand, I assume it's a value piece, like maybe turn 2 Ristic, turn 2 Smothering Tithe, something like that.
Yeah, I could definitely see set up, Mox Diamond, Tutor for a Ristic, just cast a turn to a Ristic.
Yeah.
If that works, if that's
it's usually good enough.
You're gonna be feeling good, especially in first seat. Yeah, I think the fastest deck at the table, being in 4th seat, will lead to this game being likely going a bit longer.
I think so. It's really hard to be like the fast Grixis core deck in last position when every other deck at the table is like, we're fine. We'll sit back. We don't mind. Like, we don't mind going to the long game. Like, we can grind out like much better than you.
Yeah, and Shauna, she knows her table talk.
Yes.
They probably sat down at that table, and I bet the first thing she said is, "Hey, this is the fastest deck at the table. Maybe Mulligan's free interaction. Keep an eye out for this fast deck."
Yes. Absolutely.
I do that all the time. It's like, it works.
Well, we have a similar start. Land Free Rock. Looks like we've pitched Swords to Plowshares. Interesting. Yeah. And we have a turn 1 Lotho. That's pretty good, honestly. Turn 1 Lotho is pretty good.
Yeah, that's great, especially second seat. Like, you're probably. Ooh, Shauna, nothing.
Land go? Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, I see this from Shauna a lot. Like, her deck is not very explosive. A lot of time on the first 3 turns, she's just holding up interaction. Like, ooh, we have a
Yeah.
Jeweled Lotus. This is probably what you always want to see
Okay.
from this deck. I want my Malcolm on turn 1 with Jeweled Lotus. Like, that's
Yeah.
quite good.
Yeah, that's one of the better ones. Just one card, get Malcolm into play, start making mana. Yeah, definitely solid start.
We have a good start from everyone except for Shauna, unfortunately. It looks like we've just let go, but maybe we've kept a turn 2 Dockside hand, which I know she aggressively mulligans for Dockside, which is one of the only ways you can get Niv out.
Yeah, this deck really loves Dockside, and I mean, really doing nothing and then playing Dockside on turn 2 is still very explosive.
Cody, you're killing me. What is this card?
Cody's putting some words on the stack.
Yeah, some words are going on the stack.
It looks like Mystic Remora.
Is it Mystic Remora? Is it just a bunch of scribbles on a Mystic Remora?
I mean, so it's
It's
definitely
blue. It
It
vaguely
doesn't
looks
have-
fishy.
It
Okay.
doesn't have power and toughness unless they scribble power and toughness on there. I think it's a fish.
I think it's a fish.
That's
Makes sense. I wonder if we probably tutored for the fish, or maybe we tutored for something else. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So tutoring for fish says to me, maybe you want to hold up interaction. Maybe they're holding up instant speed tutor.
I was gonna say, like, it's interesting that we just didn't tutor for heuristic study. It has to be you holding up something, right? So you have to have a read that, like, okay, this player has something that they feel like they don't want to, like, not hold up. So
Yeah, and it looks like Tim
Wow.
the stack and a lot of fetching happening.
yeah, we got a Lotho trigger. Everyone's
Yeah.
fetching at the same time, and we have a Timna from Timna Crom. Like, honestly, the Timna Crom start is looking really good.
Yeah, I mean, Lotho is great, right? Turn 1, make some mana, and also get Timna into play. We're making mana.
Yeah.
We're drawing cards through Timna. That's
Like-
pretty ideal. Timna Crom start.
I honestly love, like, Lotho for T and K because a lot of the problems, quote unquote, right? It's still a very good deck, right? It doesn't have very many problems.
Yeah.
But one of the problems is that you're always, like, very restricted on colored sources, and Lotho's just like, here's a treasure. Here's
Yeah.
a treasure.
Yeah.
Here's a treasure.
Yes,
Like-
you're able to pay the white and black, but when you do it on turn 1,
Yeah.
it works. It's the one real weakness and the one real upside of like playing Grixis over it is just like you don't have to worry about casting Grand Abolisher in your full
Yes.
color deck.
Yes. Yeah. You don't have to, like,
Yeah.
do I need to fetch for double white? Like, is that my plan in this game?
Yeah, so this is this is great. I think we're gonna be I might be quiet. I think we're gonna be drawing some cards here. It's like some card draw gonna be happening.
And what is? Oh, Shauna got her land tapped. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not even doing anything. We got Lotho. We're gonna get Timna draw. I find drawing with Timna and Timna Crom very cathartic. It's just like, I'm just slowly build my advantage. Don't worry about me.
Yeah,
I'm just drawing a card. It's
just-
it's just one card.
Well, it could be just interaction. Nothing that matters.
Yeah, it doesn't
right?
matter. Yeah.
Yeah, nothing matters until then you're putting your Ranger Captain on the stack. 'Cause that's when we're
Anyway,
gonna get-
in 2 turns, I have this Grand Abolisher on the stack.
Yeah, yeah. That's the. I mean, that's one of the best things about the deck, right? You can just sit back and cast your commanders, and they just draw you so many cards.
All right, let's see if we kept an explosive start, or we're just gonna sit back. Oh, it looks like I think I just saw a Force of Will in Shauna's hand. So. Yeah, it looks like we got the Judge Force of Will there from Shauna. Shauna's deck is also very pretty.
Very pretty.
It's also max rarity. She recently brought a beta Volcanic Island, but she doesn't.
What?
She doesn't play with it, and I'm just like,
Oh,
Shauna.
I would.
Yeah,
I would.
right. Like, gotta flex on people with your beta.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
what?
I'm all about the FBBs because they're like I don't know 1/10 of the price.
And it looks like we're land go again.
Yeah, I mean, Dockside wasn't gonna be crazy on that board.
Nah.
And here we've got a. Yeah, this is Just Ice from the Discord. Hangs around the PvP Discord a bit. I think is that Cole? I think that's Cole playing Michael.
Looks like
Malcolm
Shauna
Wilder.
maybe put some interaction down on the table.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
we have
there's-
Swan Song to Ristic Study. Okay, so we had turn 2
Okay.
Ristic Study from the Malcolm player, and it's
Okay.
immediately into the graveyard from Shauna. It looks like, I feel like Cody probably had something. He was like, no, Shauna, you got this.
Yeah. I'm sure. And also the if that is a fish, then Shauna let that resolve.
Yeah,
But okay, it's definitely a fish.
it's definitely a fish, yeah.
So she let the fish resolve, but counters the Ristic, which I think.
I think is good. Like, fish taxes your mana a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I have much less problems with fish than and it's only non-creature, right? There's a lot of
Non-creature, yeah.
stipulations on Mystic Remora, whereas it looks like we have another Lotho coming down, I believe.
Nice. This is
Everyone is just, here's my value engines. Here's
Yep.
I'm good for the long game.
Yeah.
Even the Grixis core player was like, here's my Rhystic Study. Like, everyone just wants to, like, value out here.
Yeah, we're going to play Malcolm. We're going to play Lothar. We're making treasures.
Yeah.
We're drawing cards. And you know what? The longer this game goes, the longer I believe that it favors Shauna. She's going to use her words and her uncounterable commander
Right,
and a lot of free interaction to go way over the top of these little value engines, you know?
I'm actually curious if our TNK player is on how many blasts they're on, because they're very good. They're in both blasts. Okay, so once Niv does hit the battlefield, there's a lot of removal for it.
Yeah, we've also seen the swords get pitched.
We did get the sword. I assume because we don't care too much about creatures in this pod, right? Like, Atraxa comes into the battlefield, you've already gotten the trigger. I don't want to remove your Atraxa. Like,
yeah, that's true. I suppose there's probably enough removal that it's fine. If I'm
I think the deck we're really scared about for removal is probably just the Malcolm player for the Glenhorn combo.
Yeah, true. But I would be surprised to see that come down anytime soon, unless we've got something like a defense grid to protect it.
So it looks like we're on Talion in the TNK players list, but no the One Ring. So some extra value engines, but not all of them.
Interesting.
But we have opted to go for Archivist.
Archivist Sarah.
We do have a Sarah Ascendant. So
Fairy Mastermind.
We have a Lavinia. This is a very grindy TNK list.
Yeah. We got Deluge.
Yeah, we're on
Deluge.
Fire Covenant. We have Fire Covenant too. Yeah.
Oh, we do have.
We really want to grind on this TNK list.
We're looking to remove everything and just play the long game. This is the Brian Koval approach.
Yeah.
We're looking to be here for a while.
Oh, and see, this is why we kept the hand. We have an Imperial Recruiter for Dockside.
Okay. That makes sense. Interact.
I can't imagine this gets anything else in this deck.
There's no way. There's no way. So we've got...
And we got the Crom coming out from TNK. So yeah, we are really in the grind. We have all the value. We draw a card on second spell. We make a treasure on second spell. We draw 2 cards with Timna every turn. I want to be the TNK player in this pod.
This is Rule of Law. They put Rule of Law in the stack. That's what that is. No one's played 2 spells. Okay. Oh, there I am. I popped in on my little treasure. Yeah, that's so I think a good start. I think for Shauna here, Dockside is not gonna make a lot of mana. It looks like 1, 2, 3 or 4, maybe some treasures. Fish is not being paid for. So very surprising.
That's surprising to me, honestly.
Yeah, so a lot to do with the mana.
Maybe we. There's no Dockside to copy. Like, I'm always afraid of Atraxa copying a Dockside, but we haven't put a Dockside on the battlefield yet. So
they're playing heuristics.
Okay. Never mind. I'm less confused now. We've upgraded to the better one.
Yeah. We're paying for Ristic. This is it. We're paying the 3. We're not paying for it again.
I'm wondering if Shauna forces this, honestly. No, it looks like no. Okay.
Resolves. Okay. Yeah, we're looking to go the long game.
I'm not too surprised, because I think if you force it, you're basically like, okay, TNK player, you have free reign. Like,
that's true. Yeah. Yeah, in pods like this, you can sometimes, maybe play a little more proactive and kind of put the onus of interacting on other players.
We have an Upkeep Vamp Tutor. That's terrifying.
Yeah, that is terrifying. Maybe we're looking for a Ristic. Maybe we're looking to just join the fun.
Just more value. We need a 4th value engine. I mean, maybe.
What is this paying for? Paying for a Ristic Study. Okay.
Paying for Ristic. Okay, so maybe it is a 4th value engine.
Yeah, I would be shocked to see. I mean, maybe something like a Thoracle. Right? There's only 1 spell played. You can have treasure. Be shocked, but I would be very surprised. I think this will be some kind of value engine.
Actually, looking around, so like Dockside doesn't even make that much. Even for Shauna, it makes like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then if we crack the treasure, it makes 3.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't make too much for Shauna.
It's that one. Yeah.
Cody always looks like he's having the best time.
He does. It's so funny that he consistently does well at these tournaments, and you see him in the finals. He's like, "How did I get here?" He's like, "I shouldn't be here." And he just keeps doing it. I'm like, "Dude, you're a good player. What do you mean?"
I want to really maybe I should just put Atraxa together, Mike. I want to understand the mystery of this deck.
Probably. I tried playing Cal's version, and I was just like, this deck doesn't do anything.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, I stare at my command zone. I'm like, that's 7. That's 7 mana.
This is blank.
and then I look at the colors and I'm like, I don't have Dockside. How am I supposed to cast this?
You just played Mana Dorks. I don't know. Splitting Tide, I guess. So what do we here for here? Looks like they're fetching, I believe.
I mean, assuming when we pay for Ristic, I assume we are just getting some kind of value engine, maybe protection for a win next turn. It's weird that it was an upkeep though. Like,
Yeah.
we have Timna Crom. We could just do it in response to a Crom trigger. We do it in response to a Timna trigger. Like, it's interesting that we did it in upkeep.
Yeah, maybe we'll see like I don't know, Ranger Captain coming down. That would be nice, right? Get your
Ranger
Esper in
Captain is that card is such a menace. Like,
it is.
Everyone like you'll cast it and it's like, okay, well, I don't think they're maybe not winning this turn, but now I'm not winning anytime soon.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly.
How do I interact with this?
I'm not gonna be the one to make them
yeah,
sacrifice
I'm
that
not gonna-
thing.
yeah,
I'll let
like-
somebody else worry about that.
Exactly. Right? Like I need specifically creature removal and my win and maybe stack protection for my win. Like,
Yeah, and it's the scary thing is that nobody wants to play into the Ranger Captain. Nobody wants to just be like, okay, fine, I'll make you crack it. And then guess what? If nobody does it, then they're gonna untap with a Ranger Captain.
Right,
And
yeah.
now they can just win.
right? Card is very
Okay.
yeah. Okay, wait.
Heuristic
I
study.
think we vamped for Ristic Study. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's but it is nice the Lotho, right? Cast the Mox Diamond, get your second spell trigger here, make a treasure off Lotho, just make a bunch of mana.
Yeah, this is crazy. We had turn 1 advantage engine, we had turn 2 advantage engine Timna, turn 3 Crom, and now turn 4 Ristic.
Tutor for Ristic.
Like,
yeah.
I think he's sending a very clear message that I would like to be here for the entire round.
Yes.
I would like to manually put my entire deck in my hand
Yeah.
and then win the game.
My window, I see it, but it's like way over
It's
there
way-
somewhere,
it's
like 7
way-
turns away.
It's way down the line.
Yeah, this window is tiny and far. It looks like Force of Negation on the Ristic has resolved. Ristic exiled, and now we only have 3 value engines in play, unfortunately. So
That's really sad for us.
Yeah.
We only have 3. Wow.
yeah, I don't know how to win this
How
game.
will
through
we?
only-
How will we survive?
Yeah, only a simple ancestral recall every combat.
Did we miss our Lotho trigger on the Ristic?
The Atraxa player.
No,
No.
the TNK player, right? Because we cast Mox Diamond.
They got their treasure.
Oh, they did?
They might have paid for Ristic. Yeah, they
I
got
see.
their
You might have
treasure.
paid for Ristic. Okay.
Yeah, I
I don't even know if I care as the TNK player. Like, look at my
That
board.
was-
Like, I'm just like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you forced my Ristic. Like, okay.
I think I wonder if they maybe jumped the gun a little bit on the Vampiric Tutor.
Probably. I think I would have saved that for a while.
Yeah, sometimes you just get to see things like deflecting SWAT at the perfect moment when you just need it.
Yeah.
You know, or things like that where you just like I have a Crom trigger, I can just draw this. So
We saw that yesterday. The Sisei player in one of our rounds put win on the stack, and the only thing that like really interacted was creature removal, and they had preemptively tutored for SWAT, which was like really heads up, and like because the player went like abrupt decay, and we're like, oh, he just has it all, and they put SWAT on the stack, and we're like, okay, this game's over.
yeah, that works. It's like here's this uncounterable spell.
Nope.
By the way, this is the format of Mindbreak Trap.
Yeah.
Yeah, deflecting SWAT. And Shauna with the Dockside Extortionist.
It does not make that much. So it looks like Cody cracked treasure, I believe. Yeah, I think Cody cracked their treasure, and we make 1, 2, 3, 4.
Enough to cast
5.
an Visit.
We make 5, and we cast a visit. Okay.
Yeah.
We're just shortcutting it all.
Yeah. I did see Kyle kind of peeked a little Pact of Negation I saw in the hand.
Okay.
So something to look out for. I think that. I mean, with all this stuff in play,
I wonder if their hand is just so good that the Ristic was a bait. Like, what if they didn't vamp for Ristic and they're
that would have been so heads up.
Like,
Yeah, a lot of times in these pods, I like to kind of, play a little face up and be like, I'm just gonna get this thing.
Yeah.
It's not scary enough to counter, so don't counter this, right? Don't interact with me here.
you're gonna have to teach me how to get away with that. Because my hand will be so bad, and I'll tutor, and they're like, "Oh God, are we dead? Are we dead?" I'm like, "No."
I'll be like, I'm just grabbing an enchantment.
Yeah,
That's
like,
all.
That's all.
I'm just gonna grab a creature. That's it.
We're an enchantment deck. That's
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
don't worry about it.
Yo. Okay, Talisman. And that's the funny thing about cedh. Like when you're deck building, you're like, okay, this card's good, but is it good enough to cast into 2 Ristics and an
Right?
Esper?
Yeah.
Every card is like that. Is it good enough to do that?
Yeah, it's like when I'm playing Grixis in these pods where like everyone has Ristic Study and draw engines, and now we have a Niv Mizzet, which is just like
Yeah.
much better Ristic Study. I'm just like, I want white in my deck.
Yeah.
Like where are my white cards? Where's my
Yeah.
Ranger Captain? Where's my Grand? I don't want to deal with any of that. I don't want to fight this stack.
No, I will. You can bury me with my Cavern of Souls naming human for Grand Abolisher.
Yeah,
So that's like my favorite
yeah.
thing ever.
It's so fun. Like, sometimes you just naturally have like the Grand Abolisher, the Ranger Captain. And you're
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm gonna go tutor for Cavern.
Yeah, I'm not gonna count. Yeah, they're like,
And they're like, oh, don't interact with the tutor. I'm like, okay. And then I'm like,
Exactly.
Cavern? And they're like, oh no.
That's my favorite. They're like, don't interact with the tutor. You interact with what they get. You get Gaia's Cradle. You get Cavern of Souls. You're not interacting with that. Atraxa on the stack.
Atraxa on the stack.
And
Yeah.
Okay, the Lotho trigger. So they Jeweled Lotus. Okay.
They Jeweled Lotus, yeah.
This is a card I see is very important.
Okay,
in this deck.
resolve. We got a trigger. We got a tiny 13. These are some good hits, honestly. Okay, we have a Dothy. We don't have a lot of mana. We have a land drop still. And a Chrome Mox. Okay.
Pact Negation.
Pact Negation is pretty good.
Swan Song.
There's a lot of instants in this pile.
Oh, they had a battle.
A battle.
Like, you're getting that.
We just get a free card.
Yeah.
Okay. One free card, please.
Yep. He's like, here's this. Okay.
Here's this.
You can read that. It's a
You
battle.
you can read that.
Yeah.
That one's going into my hand. 100%.
Yeah. He's like, we'll start there.
We'll start there.
Okay. Yes. Now we got some questions. So as far as instants go, Tainted Pact, you've got Swan Song.
We have a lot of good choices for
There's
instants.
a lot of good choices. Yeah. It
Creature
looks
only
like-
one choice, that's easy. Sorcery only one choice, that's easy.
Yeah.
It looks like they're
I think Swan
almost
Song
they're
is
already
the thing.
decided on the Swan Song maybe.
Yeah.
Only one choice for artifact, and we have the best land. We have
Yeah,
Command
Command
Tower.
Tower.
So
Yeah. I think mana is. I mean, not a ton of mana.
I think not taking the Tainted Pack I actually like here because I don't want my Tainted Pack to be face up knowledge like.
Yeah. You can bully people into being like, oh, we don't have interaction. You need a Tainted Pact
Yeah,
for
like
interaction.
you
right?
have to do something.
Yeah. And especially like Timnacrom, right? John's gonna pass.
Right, like
Cole's
you
gonna
know I have
pass.
Tainted Pack, I might as well just take the Swan Song, right? Like okay, you
Yeah.
know I have Swan Song, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Another card, like with face up Atraxa cards, it's like people don't want to play into them. It's gonna just draw the game out some more.
I love this from Cole and Kyle. They're both writing down the cards that they grabbed. Like it's just such a mental unburden of like, okay, I know you have
Yeah.
these. As soon as you get rid of it from your hand, I'm crossing it off. Like it's,
Yeah.
it's something
Great.
I wish I saw more. Notably, there's not a lot of cards in cedh that reveal, so it doesn't come up too often, right? We're not thought seizing our opponents.
Right. Well,
so.
the amount of times I've seen Cabal Therapy this weekend is unreal.
Really?
Yeah. So like,
How many times have you seen Cabal Therapy?
Twice on stream. I saw it twice yesterday. People just casting it in games. I was like, what is
What?
happening? It's
What?
everywhere.
What?
I'm hearing stories.
Did they snipe any cards? Or were they were they therapying themselves?
No, I saw he get probed. And then Cabal Therapy was like Fluster Storm. I was like, what is this?
What?
Yeah, it was on stream.
Wow.
Incredible. Oh, thank you, Corey Millhouse. Amazing coverage, 10 out of 10.
Hi, Corey.
And,
Did you already win your round?
Oh, is Corey here?
Yeah.
Nice.
Isn't this
Corey
your local Corey?
No,
Oh.
no. He's actually that was him that got it was Bailey and Corey. They were the ones doing the get probing in the Cabal
Really?
Therapy. It was, yeah. on
Who
stream.
had the Cabal Therapy?
Bailey.
What?
He's playing all.
Bailey
He's
does
got-
crazy stuff.
He's wild. He's a wild card. I think he's just gonna run it today. Just crazy. Dalthy Voidwalker here. Another good piece in this matchup. Niv Mizzet is going to just annihilate these Lothos. Those are not long for this game.
No, as soon as
Dalthy-
we get a trigger, the Lothos are gone.
Yeah.
Going away.
Yeah, and then two more and Dalthy's gone almost certainly. Creatures are not looking as hot this game. Especially with
Every time Niv's on the board, I'm just like, that's what I care about.
yeah.
You have Rhystic Study on steroids. Get it out.
Yes.
Get it. Like as soon as it resolves, I'm like, okay, guys, do we have removal because this needs to go?
Yeah,
Like
this deck, like you start with this deck and you're like, okay, if I have a Niv Mizzet and play, what cards are good? And you just throw in like 50 just free counter spells. You're like, everything that is great when Niv is in play and I'm
Yes,
drawing cards. It's
yes.
all this free interaction. You're gonna.
I want to put
Yeah.
Niv into play, and then I want every single interaction that's good. That's all I want in my deck.
Yeah,
that's
like
all I need in my
Misdirection, I'm playing that,
That's
or-
all I need in my deck. Like
Yeah, just it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. When I'm playing like Winota or Kennen, I'm just in this matchup I'm just always just mulliganing for removal. I'm like, I need a sword. Give me a hand of the sword.
I'd say like the Nas is already not too scary from both of the Grixis core players. So
Yeah.
if I'm Cody, I almost want to like start swinging this Atraxa at Shauna. Honestly, I
Yeah,
want to put her under
yeah.
some kind of pressure. Like
Absolutely, and that's the way that I'd be leaning. if you can force the control player to deal with the Nas players, you don't have to worry about their life totals. You can, be like, well, I think I'm just gonna keep sending it to the control player, and then they have to find an answer.
Yeah, like their life totals are already like pretty low. Like TNK is a little bit of a chunky Nas deck. You really want open mana when you Nas with that deck, and then the Malcolm player is pretty tight on resources. Like if they Nas, they only have 29. It could still get there obviously, but like there is a Ristic Study, there is a Niv Visit. There's like everyone has so many cards that I'm just not really worried about Nas at this point. And now that Niv is on the battlefield, I want to start pressuring her in any way I can. So if I'm Cody, I really want to attack her.
Yeah, it's 3 hits.
Yeah,
3 hits and they're seven damage.
Yeah,
that's commander damage. That's a thing that doesn't really happen in this game too much.
I feel like it probably happens somewhat more often with Atraxa.
Sure. Yeah, 3 hits. I've played games against Control back when Control was actually more like Katuria's Control was a big thing. I just cast a Crom. I had like Nas in hand, and I'm like, I'm just gonna attack this control player until they die.
Yeah. And
then I'll cast my Nas, and it worked. It's like they making them deal with creatures they don't really want to deal with. It's a solid strategy against a control deck. You got to do something in the late game. I'm not casting that Nas into a revealed Swan Song.
So why Timna is tapped? We figured to untap it. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, we got some hands swinging. We're gonna hop over here.
I was gonna say Timna Krama is looking scary. Honestly, I wonder if they're trying to deflect because like they have a lot of mana.
Yeah.
They've been drawing a lot of cards, and like if I'm them, if their table is actually worried about TNK, like talking like, oh, we should be scared of them. Like I'm deflecting right now to Niv or Atraxa.
Yeah, definitely. Like Atraxa just drew like 6 cards. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Have you even seen that?
Yeah.
Have you seen what they drew? Those were really good cards.
Yeah.
They didn't take Tainted Pack. What do you think is in their hand? Their hand must be really good.
Yeah. They don't have their combo pieces. It's just interaction. It's just good stuff. We gotta, And then we have Cole's just here. He's just here.
Cole's just chilling.
Yeah.
He is just chilling.
Watching the show.
I mean, compared to the rest of the board, his board looks sad, which is saying a lot because his board is like not that bad. Like his board's, he has a Malcolm, he has 6 mana going into his turn with a land drop, and but these other player boards are insane.
Yes, yeah, your commander's gonna make mana. It's an upside of Malcolm. Consistent mana generation. You're losing out on your Crom or your Timna if you go that route, or like the speed of Rogsai. You're getting a creature combo that's hard to interact with, but you're giving up in games like this. You're gonna have some trouble, right? 4 cards in hand, not a ton of mana.
Games like this are hard.
Yeah.
Every other player like Atraxa and Timna Crom and Nimizet understand that like you are the fast Grixis deck. It's just hard to go anywhere. It's because you're so limited by the cards you have, and the Ristic getting countered is really brutal here. It almost puts you out of the game, honestly.
Yeah, it's tough. It is, and so it looks like a Niv trigger has popped one of the Lothos.
Pop the Atraxa's Lotho?
Atraxa's
okay,
Lotho.
Yeah. They're more constricted on mana, so I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
It looks like TNK just passed. We tapped 3 mana for something.
What did they
There's
cast?
a Blair on the card.
Yeah. It looks like a mana confluence in their graveyard.
Yeah, I know,
so
right?
Sure.
Like I'm not sure what the mana went to. We tapped 4 mana. Not sure.
Yeah, so Shauna, and I'm not sure how many cards in hand, but it looks like a grip.
A grip.
Yeah.
An amount.
Yeah. So if we're looking to win here, if we're Shauna and we're looking to win, so hypothetically.
Wait, I think we cast a DT. So we cast a DT pay for Ristic.
Okay, that makes sense.
But that doesn't make up for the 4th mana, I guess. And it looks like DT got exiled by Dothy, which is actually terrifying.
Yes, definitely terrifying. Okay, so hypothetically, if Shauna has like something like Curiosity in hand, would now be a time to go for it?
I don't think so. We know about the Swan Song.
Yeah.
Unless her hand is very interaction heavy and just happens to have the Curiosity, I don't think she jams here. But
yeah.
Because she does have to fight through Aristic. So even though she's getting draws off of Niv, Atraxa is also getting draws, but Atraxa is more constrained on mana, and it looks like we're just passing here. So
Yeah.
we actually might have a Phidian Eye in hand because that one has flash.
Oh, it's flash.
I'm pretty sure. I'll double check.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
we're
it does.
gonna pull up Ophidian Eye. This is one of the more interesting cards from the Niv deck. Just a moment here. And Vile Smasher on the stack for our Falcon player.
It does have flash.
Okay.
So we could just be holding up a Phidian Eye. We could just be
Yeah.
holding up a pile of interaction. So
Yeah. This is so knowing the Swan Song is there, knowing this all interaction. Maybe maybe enough time to go for it. And if I know Shauna, I've played some games with her. I've seen how she plays. She's not going for it anytime soon.
no, she's more than happy to just sit
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, very, very patient player.
And casting Vile Smasher is almost as sad as casting Silas sometimes.
Yeah.
I think it's actually more sad.
And
That has to be on the Dothy, right?
Yeah.
This has to be.
And instead,
I don't want free D-Tutor. I don't want anyone to have free D-Tutor. Like,
no. And it's although so you're stopping the free D-Tutor, but you're not stopping whatever else comes down
Okay, so
later.
we've paid for Vistic.
Yeah.
We do. We do know that Shauna still has Force of Will. She bled Force of Will earlier in the game to the camera, and so we know she has at least a safety net of one free spell.
Yeah. Oh, Niv missed a trigger on the stack. Got a little bit of thinking here. Looks like. Okay.
Oh man, look at Shauna is bouncing. She has to have like
Oh,
Curiosity
yeah.
or Ophidian. She's like, I just want to win this game. Let's go to that. Let's go next.
Okay. It appears, the Douthy's bounced
Dothy
here.
is. Oh no, we're bouncing Atraxa.
Oh.
Oh.
Maybe that's it might be higher priority just to get rid of the Atraxa. Don't worry about the pressure on the life total.
Is
So
it?
I wonder if maybe saying like, hey, I have the Psych Rift. Do you maybe want to send that somewhere else? Maybe be a
Yeah. I'm actually really curious what they're talking about here because.
yeah. Yep.
Oh, we have a Grand Abolisher on the stack.
Grand Abolisher,
Yeah, that's
okay.
a card. See, this is why I want to bounce the Dothy.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have a free DT under Grand
Yeah.
Abolisher. This is bad. We do know about the
Free-
Force of Will from Shauna, though, so I think this is going to turn into a negate fight. So
Yeah.
I think we're fine.
Yeah, which is going to be good for the two players that have Ristic and Niv in play.
Yeah.
This is going to be definitely a battle for resources. I know the game that I played against Cody in the semis event recently was exactly the same thing. This game went on forever. We had like the entire, everybody was watching our game because it was so long. This dude also likes to play very long, very grindy games. Definitely.
They're mentally
his wheelhouse.
exhausting. Like, you play like 4 of those in a day, and
Yeah.
you're spent.
Yeah, and Shauna's like, this is just a typical Wednesday for
Oh,
me.
interesting. So, with the Grand Abolisher on the stack, we're trying to chain the Niv?
The Niv. Okay, so maybe they're not so worried about the Grand Abolisher. Maybe they're
Yeah, maybe they just know that we can interact with that.
Yeah. Although Niv is like kind of sort of an answer to Grand Abolisher in that they have to cast 2 spells.
Yeah.
Right. If they cast 2 spells, you can just pop the Abolisher. But
Like, this is maybe a little like sus because if like Cody is able to fight through this, and the Niv isn't on the battlefield, suddenly your Grand Abolisher is like it's very safe.
yeah. And I mean, Cody, you're not casting Grand Abolisher in this board unless you're going to win.
Yeah.
Like you are like, this is me presenting a win.
Yeah. I mean, he did get gifted a D-Tutor.
Yeah.
And I think we can be fairly confident that Tim McCrum has win on their turn. At least an attempt at win because they DT'd the previous turn, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they've got some cards. It doesn't look like a ton of cards in hand. It's hard to tell. But they have a lot of mana, and they still do have, both their value engines in play. They're definitely going to be drawing off Crom here. Oh, yeah. People asking about proxies. Yes, this is proxy friendly.
Yep. Proxy friendly tournament.
We don't believe that your deck should be, 10 grand unless you want it to be,
Unless you want it to be, yeah.
which is a lot of people here, surprisingly. Yeah.
I am very, very curious about this Chain of Vapor on the Niv. Because Niv, like you said, Niv is its own answer to Grand Abolisher, right? Like, Shauna could even, like, maybe be a little greedy without the chain and be like, it's okay if this Grand Abolisher resolves. Like, if he casts 2 instant sorceries, it's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like you've got the demonic.
you have to
Terror,
be
they
very
would-
careful. Like,
Yes.
there was one game in Silicon Dynasty where there was a Niv out, and I resolved a Grand Abolisher, and I was like, okay, how do I deal with Niv And so I had to flashback Savine's, which pinged it once, and it was so I get a copy. So I put something onto the battlefield. I put Breach on the battlefield, and then with the copy of Savine's, which doesn't trigger Niv, thankfully, I put Touch the Spirit Realm onto the battlefield and sniped the Niv.
Okay,
and I was just like,
works.
okay, we got there.
That works. Touch the Spirit Realm, underrated card. Yeah, a lot of conversation happening here. This is a big turn. A lot going on here.
I think Timna, Crom, Kyle is trying to explain why they're doing it, and we're still stuck on this Chain of Vapor because it looks like we resolved the Niv trigger and drawn. And we pinged face. I almost want to ping the Timna, honestly.
Yeah, I'd be going at the creatures. I'm not worried about life totals aren't going to matter for a while, in my opinion. Hitting the Timna gives you. You can say, hey, maybe somebody cast a spell here. Maybe we pop this Timna, right?
Yeah. I am... So we were chaining Crom?
Oh,
we swanned it?
Yeah, not 100% sure what happened there.
This stack is about to get very complicated.
Yeah, okay, so Crom's been bounced.
We bounced our own Crom?
Maybe Shauna just wizard spoke and convinced them to
right,
Crom.
Right,
yeah, something we're missing here. There's
definitely something we're missing.
Yeah. Ooh, okay, we're drawing.
Drawing off our stick. Sure.
Off our stick. Yep. Let's consult my 16
and
cards in
we're
hand.
cracking our treasure for a known swan song, I assume. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure why the Dothy got cracked for something.
The
Psychrift is still in the pile.
Maybe it was the Psychrift. Yeah. Sometimes table mics would be nice. We'd like to be able to hear our players here, but it would. I believe the microphones would be picking up the entire room.
It would. It's very loud in there.
Yeah. We've got. If you haven't seen the, we tweeted recently. There's a video of the room, of everything going on in there. It's a big day. It's a big day. Swan song on the swan song.
Swan song. Yeah, we've turned into a negate war.
Yeah.
But we're fighting over Niv here. This is always the thing I hate about trying to remove Niv is it turns into the stack war and Niv almost always wins it because they're like, oh, I'm gonna draw another card.
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw another card.
You do this, I'll draw a card. I'll do this, I'll draw a card. Yeah. Eventually, it's like, okay, maybe even if we got rid of the Niv,
it wasn't worth it. Yeah, 20 cards. Yeah, okay, no one's winning now.
Yeah, now they drew their snap. They're gonna recast their Dockside, and here comes Niv again.
Oh, look at that! And they're organizing the stack for us. How kind.
Yeah, love to see it. The Crom is just gone. It just got bounced at some point. And otherwise, yeah, we've got a Grand Abolisher here, with a bounce spell in response, targeting the Niv, a deflecting SWAT targeting a Chain of Vapor, a Swan Song targeting the SWAT, a Swan Song targeting the Swan Song, and a bunch of Niv triggers in between.
Yeah,
that's where we are on the stack.
It's interesting if Doffy did get pinged, because you can just crack it and select the spell you want to cast anyway, right? So.
Yeah. Yeah, so
and it looks like okay, I think Crom did get bounced with the Psychrift because Psychrift was back in Shauna's graveyard. So they probably selected Psychrift with Doffy, bounced the Crom.
Okay.
So
got it. Surprised they went for the Crom and not the Niv.
Yeah.
Maybe they expected the chain to resolve or I mean maybe it will. We'll see. I think
now Niv just killed off the Timna. This is what you hate to see with Niv on the battlefield. This is what I'm never terrified of the Niv deck until we get to the later game and Niv is on the battlefield. Then I'm just absolutely petrified.
Yeah, but you can just feel the flavor of Niv. He's just killing everything.
He kills everything, drawing a card,
drawing cards. It's powerful magic. This is powerful wizard magic for sure.
Now Shauna is making the case no, we cannot have this Grand Abolisher evolve. I don't have anything for the Grand Abolisher. Why are you bouncing my Niv?
Yeah. Why are you doing this? Cole just he's got the poker face with the glasses. You'll have to see it.
Cole's I don't have anything. Don't look at me.
I'm just a simple Grixis player over here.
Looks like we have put a spell onto the stack. that a Flusterstorm?
Flusterstorm.
Flusterstorm seems quite good here.
That is huge.
That's really good here. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Flusterstorm is very hard. Watch Shauna rip the Mind Break trap off the top.
I would not be surprised. And we got
We have a storm trigger.
Okay.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, they're like, no,
We're
let's go
gonna
Flusters.
respond to the storm trigger. Sure. Why
Yeah.
not? We have a Niv trigger.
Yep. Yep. A very clean stack here. These Niv triggers are great.
Yeah. I'll have to go give Shauna some of my
I
trigger
was-
tokens.
I was about to say, you know,
All
maybe I'll drop a couple in between rounds here.
Like now Cole is making the case for something. I'm not sure what. He's just like pointing. He's just like,
Yeah.
look, guys,
When
I have nothing.
I need you to understand, I have nothing. No, when you're using your words is like better than having a hand of magic cards. You're like, look, you need to do this. I need to do that. And if you guys just listen to me, then I'll get to untap.
Yeah, there are some situations in cedh where no card will save you.
Yes.
But something you say might save you.
Yeah.
Like you're like, my hand is not good enough to win this, but maybe if I convince someone of something, I can win this game.
Yeah. I mean that's why you dress like that, right? You send a message. Like, you need to listen to me. I know what's going on.
4. Okay, they're making sure storm. They're resolving the storm trigger. Okay. It's interesting that we don't have the Dothy for the DT. So like, I wonder if are we even scared of this Grand Polisher anymore? He does not have a lot of mana.
In Shauna's seat, if I'm Shauna,
I'm
selling
happy.
it.
Yeah.
No, I'm selling
Oh,
it.
you're, sure.
We need to answer this.
Oh, absolutely. Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. As Shauna.
Yeah.
I think as the other players though, if you're like heads up, you're like, okay, looks like we resolved the stack down.
Yeah, with the Atraxa player with 1 mana here has drawn a few cards off of this interaction. I wonder if they. Yeah, I was thinking maybe if they cast a Abolisher that they're going for possibly like Thoracle Consult or something like that.
And
But mana is limited.
Casting miscast.
Miscast
Okay.
and Chain of Vapor. And another Niv trigger. And more cards. The cat faces, yeah. Need to
I cannot imagine that Timnacrom can make it through their turn and win. We do see the Pact Negation. I see that now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't think so with Niv having this many cards?
Wow, they have so many cards, and she still hasn't had to use the Force of Will.
Yeah.
It looks like
that's
we're
true.
now pyroblasting the Niv on top of everything.
Is it? Yeah, is it targeting the Niv?
I don't know if it's
Or
targeting the Niv or the miscast.
I'm just going for the Niv.
I think I'm just going for the Niv.
Yeah, like let's get this thing out of here.
Yeah, like
I don't think it's gonna resolve, but
I don't think it's
worth
gonna
an effort.
resolve, but yeah, okay. It looks like he's pointing to the Niv, so we have a pyroblast on the Niv. Like yeah, you can miscast my Chain of Vapor, whatever. Like
Yeah.
not gonna let you copy it, and we're gonna pyroblast this Niv.
Yeah. Oh, and here's the crazy thing about all of this is that if this Chain of Vapor actually resolves bouncing this Niv, Shauna gets to just like copy it and bounce her Dockside back.
Yes,
And still
absolutely.
make more mana and recast
Yeah.
the Niv.
Yeah.
I think the concern is getting through the Timnacrom turn. I think
that's why it's correct to like just pyroblast on the Niv,
Yeah.
right? Like we don't want her to have another thing, like
Yeah.
more agency to do something.
Yep. And if she's very inclined, and if there's enough mana, you could even like copy the Imp Recruiter, give her one of
could.
your combo pieces. I mean,
Oh, it
it's
looks
just
like I think that's Pact of Negation.
yeah. And there's that Pact targeting the Pyroblast. Pact sends a message that says I might be out of interaction. At times you can just cast Pact earlier in the fight, so that people are more inclined to fight over it because you don't really want your Pact to resolve in a counter war.
Is that Pact of Negation?
That's Pact Negation. It has to be, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Sorry. Just not used to that art. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know my invocations because if
That's-
you can't read them, you have to know what the art says.
Right,
There it is.
yeah. It's very interesting that we're pacting here because I feel like the Force of Will we saw from the camera, I feel like we still have here, but maybe we don't want to give up anything.
I want to go with the blue cards, but tapping out is
rough.
Yeah, I can only assume there's a lot of mana coming, or
maybe she wants to keep the Force of Will for the TNK player's turn. It looks like we have successfully protected Niv though.
yeah,
So.
yeah. Surviving with Niv, that's great. And Grand Abolisher, he's like, look, hey, by the way, this is still in stack. Abel's like, maybe this just resolves.
Yeah.
It's fine. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, we have mana.
Oh, we have a Grand Abolisher.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as this Grand Abolisher has resolved.
We played a land. There is a Niv Mizzet, so hopefully we just have to we can't cast 2 instants of sorceries. We cannot do that.
Yeah. Hey, Thoracle Consult. It's only one. I'm just saying, you just need some fast
Yeah,
mana or something.
I assume we might have a copy for the dockside. Oh,
Ooh,
the Chain of Vapor?
okay. So I would assume targeting Niv.
Targeting Niv.
And Chana says, yeah, that's actually, you know what? If they were concerned about like maybe as David mentioned here in chat, Fiddy and I, in response to the pack trigger and upkeep for a win.
That's fine.
So if that's something they're concerned about, bouncing the Niv does stop that. It doesn't stop Shauna just recasting it, but
now,
she would
now we get to just sack and bounce the Abolisher though, and now we're going to go back into fighting for everything, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we bounced about the dock side.
Ooh. Okay, Shauna has 4 mana, though. Something to consider with a pack trigger on the upkeep.
That's actually really interesting because he's so like Cody is so restricted on mana. It's like, okay, if I sack and just bounce my dock side, I would no longer care about your Grand Abolisher because you have no mana.
Yeah.
Because the only really large burst of mana Atraxa has is like copying a dock side. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Shauna is definitely, she's cutting it close. I don't think you can copy, I don't think you can sack a land and copy to hit the Grand Abolisher because you have to pay for your pact. So there has to be another spell, right? She has 4 mana.
Yeah. You need a ritual here, a Simian Spirit Guide.
Yeah, it's like I think it's the only one.
I think it's the only one. We're not playing like Pyretic Ritual.
No,
Niv,
we're not casting Rite of Flame.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
I think it's
Timna. Timna Crom's feeling good.
Yeah, Timna Crom feels great, right?
Yeah.
Like you got rid of the Niv like in past turn.
Yeah.
I survived the Grand Abolisher turn. Like.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Born Upon a Win. I don't think Shauna is on Born Upon a Win. Let me take a quick look.
I can see it, but I don't think it's necessary in this deck.
Yeah, I don't think it's. It's not in here. I wouldn't expect Born Upon a Win and Niv. Honestly.
No.
Maybe someone should try it. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Thassa's Oracle in the stack.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's grips of cards here. I feel like this doesn't get through, right?
Shauna's got a pack to worry about. She needs free interaction. Cody, there's a huge counter war. I mean, this might work. This might work.
We have a Steel Energy. What can we use Steel Energy for?
You can cast I can't think of a steel Pokemon. I'm like this. A Lucario.
Lucario.
That's not
okay.
steel Pokemon.
Yeah, it is. It's fighting
Lucario?
Steel. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought of one. All right.
You did it. We're so proud of you.
Yeah, Steelix.
And we have the Tainted Pack, so we dodge Mental Misstep here, which might be relevant.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, a couple of Ristic draws here.
Okay, we have a Metagross fans in the chat.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm more of a water Pokemon.
I'm still waiting for this Force of Will from Shauna. Like maybe I missaw the card, but
Fatal Push.
Fatal Push.
Oh, to draw a card.
Sure. Is that where we're at? We're that desperate? Oh no.
You can at least start with Thoracle.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
No, I mean, if we do survive this, we do want the Grand Abolisher gone.
Oh,
so, like,
true.
I mean,
True. Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Fatal Push, like, awesome answer against Grand Abolisher, but not on the turn of the.
It's like, hey, I'll help you save us, but I'm gonna kill your Grand Abolisher.
Yeah. Yeah. Here, look. Help me help you.
Yeah. Man. We have
Demonic Consultation.
Demonic Consultation. So we do know about Pact Negation. I feel like we snap off the Pact. Yeah, we snap off the Pact on this because this could get Flusterstorm, which is very hard to interact with.
Yes, that's very heads up play. Done it many times. Doesn't always work out,
Yeah,
but
say, like,
it's always fun.
Sometimes you sneak through the consult resolving, and then you name Flusterstorm, and you just see the life drain from your player's eyes, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a card that exists."
Yep. Yep. That's. Yeah,
so it's like Pact resolves, and we just sneak through with an Oracle win.
Very heads up play from Kyle or Tim Necrom player here. If this works out,
I think we're sneaking through.
That might.
Oh no! Is there no blue card? No blue card.
No. Oh, Shauna had the Force of Will. And no
I was gonna say I saw the Force of Will, but we have no blue card. Oh, that's so rough.
Brutal.
I told you I like my position as a TNK player. Turn 1 value engine, turn 2 value engine, turn 3 value. I was like, I'm still wondering if the vamp was a bait. Like, I'm wondering if they vamped for something else and had the Ristic Study at the end.
I mean, that's definitely that.
Like, you can't let me have fourth advantage.
Yeah.
You should interact with this.
That is a game of Magic.
Wow.
That was great. That was great.
I cannot believe Shauna did not have a blue card.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And as the Malcolm Vile player, you never want to be put in a position. Hang on, let's hop over to. Yeah, as the Malcolm Vile player, you never want to be put in a position here in fourth seat with only a few cards in hand to have to not only burn your removal spell but also Desperation Consult, try to find an answer.
Right, yeah. I don't think you can even like protect the Niv because you want the Niv gone, so you can't like really consult to protect the Niv, and that's just a rough spot to be.
Yeah. Oh, did she had Niv in hand that was bounced? Did she put it in the command zone maybe?
She might have put it in the command zone.
Unsure. Nothing to pay for pact.
Maybe nothing to pay for pact, so she's dead anyway. I mean that's
curious,
fair.
But she can still cast the pact if she. Was she hoping to draw a semi-spirit guide, maybe? Or
it was before she sacked the land to the Chain of Vapor.
So maybe just a small.
Yeah, she might just been dead to pact her. We can find out later. We can.
Yeah, the Niv was protected. Did the Niv get bounced again?
The Niv get bounced because of the Grand Boucher resolved. They Chain of Vapor the Niv. She sacked a land.
To copy it.
Maybe she's not supposed to sack the land. It's a tough spot to be. I don't think she wins like at all because like tapping out on her turn without Niv, I don't think she's long for the world anyway.
So that's our round one.
Maybe she just decided like, okay, you got it. Like.
Yeah. So we will hop over to an intermission screen.
Looks like
and we'll be back with round two very shortly. See you soon.
Execution